Yes, guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Mandem podcast. I'm joined by my favourite person in the room, Will.
Wow.
In the world.
There's nobody else in the room.
I'm joined by my Mrs. Will Jerome.
Thank you.
How are you on this fine evening?
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Can't wait to do some more ghost stories.
Yeah, because I think this episode did quite well, to be fair.
Yeah, the last episode we did of this.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well.
I mean, recording this, I think this will come out. So on the day of recording,
by the time this comes out, my A levels will be over.
Yeah, my A levels might be over.
Who knows? Mine will be though.
If this comes out on before the 21st,
I'll be a free man.
Yeah. Now,
so you finish on the 21st.
Now I'm down to. I've only got 3.
Don't do that BS.
Yeah, no.
By the time so what day is your last exam?
21st of June.
Oh, brilliant! Mine's on the 7th.
Shut up.
So
you got
2 weeks extra.
2
of freedom.
Fucking weeks.
But yes, guys, as I assumed if you're here, you'll have listened to Ghost Stories episode 1. But we're back with 4 more bangers, or maybe 5, maybe 6. But we've prepared 4, and we might have some extra bonus ones that Will seems to think his very close family witnessed. And I want to warm you guys up with a little story that Will says his mother went through. So Will,
so
get on with it.
I'll get on with this ghost story. Get straight in. So just a bit of backstory. My mum's someone that she doesn't make up stuff. She's very down to earth, but she's just one of those people that you have to see it to believe it.
So she's quite sceptical.
So yeah, she's quite sceptical about things. She would online videos. She's very much that's probably fake or staged or whatever. Anyway, so she teaches at a school. Right. And she was staying late one day.
How late?
This was in the winter, and it was something like 6, 7 o'clock.
Oh, so it's dark.
So it's dark, and it's late.
Icy cold.
Yeah, so it's really cold. And normally the janitor stays as well, doing maintenance or whatever. And
does he live on site?
I think no, he doesn't live on site, but he stays late.
Okay, well, fair play to him then.
So just doing tidying up and whatnot. And they normally just have a tea at the end of the day just before they leave.
Got you.
So anyway, Mum's working upstairs, and the tea room is just down a quick flight of stairs, and it's across the landing. Mm-hmm. So she hears footsteps downstairs. She thinks, "Oh, this is the janitor." I can't remember his name.
Let's just call him.
Let's call him Bob.
Let's call him
Bob.
Bob.
So we'll call him Bob.
Short for Bobardo.
Sure. Anyway, so she hears these footsteps downstairs. Mm-hmm. So she goes downstairs. And then she sees this figure go into the staff room.
Does it look like Bob?
So this is what she told me. She just thought it looks like Bob. Then she sees the shadow going into the staff room. Cool. So she sees the figure going, and then the shadow behind it. So she walks in chatting, already kind of going.
Is she alone?
So she's alone by herself, and she's going, such a hard day of work. Before she turns the corner into the staff room, turns the corner into the staff room, nobody there.
Oh.
Nobody at all. And then
what did she say was going through her head at this point?
So yeah, she was just really freaked out by this. So she literally immediately packed up her stuff and left.
And left the job. Left the country.
Not the job, but she left the school that day. And and turns out the guy. And then because when she saw him the next day, she was like, "Oh, it was the weirdest thing. I thought I saw you." It was like, "Oh no, I wasn't in that day."
Oh.
I was off ill.
Really?
That day. It was either he was off ill or he was on holiday.
He wasn't in at that time.
He wasn't in at all. So there was no, and there's nobody in the staff room, and it's not like there was another door at the end of the staff room.
Do you reckon she must have been one of the only people in that building at the time?
Yeah. So then and then a few days later, she was locking up with somebody else, because she always seemed to lock up at the end of the day, lock up with another teacher.
Got you.
And she was just telling the teacher about this story, and then the teacher said that she had a very similar experience.
Oh. What, with the same guy, a similar?
The other she was talking about how she sort of heard footsteps or something like that.
Got you.
And then they later found out that it was something like the previous. It was either a janitor or a teacher had actually died there. I think it was when the janitor that used to live on site.
Oh wow.
Had died there.
Does your mum still work at this school?
I can't remember if this was the old school or not. She might still work here.
Was it recently that this happened?
No, this was I think it was before I was born.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she's been teaching for ages. So yeah,
she honed her craft.
So yeah, she said it was really, really, really freaky, and it's not something you should just tell you just to freak you out.
What a benefit of your mum being the person in that situation isn't she like a black belt in like
black belt in
ninjutsu or something?
Yeah, in Aikido,
so
in martial arts.
She like beat that guy up.
Yeah, the ghost. I'm sure he'd be able to beat the ghost up.
Yeah.
So that's the first ghost for it. I mean, so for me, I think that believability.
So in the previous episode, we had 2 factors that we were ranking these off: believability out of 5,
of course,
and creepiness levels out of 5. What are you saying?
For this one, I'd give this believability 4 to 5 out of 10 out of 5
because you believe
because every source is my mum told me so, and if your mum tells you so, it's fact, it's true,
bro. Yeah, the mum law.
But I feel like this is something that for my mum, she's not one to just make up a story for no reason.
Yeah,
and she's also like, she's the kind of person that just be like, if you heard a noise in the house, she'd be like, oh, it's just pipes. She wouldn't be.
Yeah, like, she's telling her kids this story because she believes it.
It's because she believes it, and she's not one to misbelieve something or blame it on. She's much more likely to be like, oh, it was an old school, there'd be pipes.
But creepy as well.
Yeah, so and it is really creepy.
It's mental that she saw someone.
Because she said she saw a figure going. It's not
even that she heard someone.
But here's the thing, because she thinks it was because she didn't actually see the actual, she didn't see a physical person standing in a hallway. She just saw the figure go in. But she did see the shadow. She saw the shadow. That was the other thing.
Going into the room.
Yeah. So I find
that sound believable.
Really, and she was also the only person there, which is really creepy.
So I'm gonna go 4. Go 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that a 4 for believability.
Creepiness is also very creepy.
It's very creepy.
I think that's like one of the creepier ones that we've had. So I'm gonna go creepiness. I mean, the ghost didn't do anything to her, but it's the fact that she's alone in a dark school on her own.
On her own.
And she finds out that someone died. That's mental.
Yeah. And
did he die? Oh, because he lived on site.
He lived on site, so I think he just died on site. I think.
I'm gonna go creepiness 4 as well. 4.
Yeah, I think 4. Because the ghost didn't do anything, but that's just creepy as shit. She heard it walking around and then walking across the landing.
And her colleague also witnessed this.
So the colleague also had a similar experience as well. So yeah.
Wow, that's a big deal, man.
So yeah, that's I think that's why. But for me personally, I still that was the thing we were going to talk about last episode.
Yeah.
I still don't believe in ghosts so far.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's the closest thing. I feel like for me to believe in a ghost, I'd have to have something happen like that to me.
Well, I touched on it in episode 1, and the closest I've ever really been to a ghost experience is, I won't tell the whole thing again, but I'll do an outline of it. I was staying at some family's house in Devon, and it was a very quiet house, and there was no one above the room that I was staying in, and I heard footsteps above the room where I was staying, and then turns out I asked my family who I was staying with the next morning, was anyone in that room last night, and no one was. And it was footsteps for about 5 minutes, and I was on call with someone who also heard the footsteps.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the closest I've ever been to that.
Could be sleepwalking.
What would you rate that out of 5 and 5 for?
1. I don't believe you.
Bruce Cat.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3 because I reckon it could have been someone sleepwalking.
Yeah, it's true.
It could have. There's a potential, and because you didn't go check.
I didn't see anything.
You didn't see. You just heard it. And if it was...
Maybe it was their cat.
Other people were staying in the house at the same time, right?
No, it was just me and this couple who I was staying with. My granddad's
Were they
brother.
Upstairs?
Yeah, but they were in a different part of upstairs.
Yeah, but they could have been sleepwalking.
In fact, I don't even know if they were upstairs at the time or not. I don't know. It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so I reckon... And it could have also been, pipes. Because if it's in Devon, it's got to be an old house.
It definitely sounded like footsteps. But
yeah.
I don't know if it was sleepwaping. That could be it, or it could have been their cat.
Yeah, it could have been the cat. Yeah.
Or but
could have been anything.
Just for reference, if you didn't listen to the previous part of this sort of series that we're doing of ghost stories, we're getting most of our stories from the interweb, but these were some real. But these were some from our extended family or our personal experiences.
Yeah.
But let's move into the first harvested story from the net, which I have prepared. I haven't written, I found it. And it is called, and also a little disclaimer, I haven't read this because I thought it would be best to get our live reaction. It could be bad, we might have to cut some of this. There are 5 people in my house, but only 3 are living. Right, thoughts on the title.
So there's how many people in the house?
There's 5 people. So it's not 5.
3 are living.
It's not 5 dogs,
So
people.
There's two. Okay, so there's two
People, but not alive.
So there's two people that are dead.
There could just be two bodies, but it's a ghost story.
Right. Get into the story because because I was gonna say you could just be keeping two corpses in your house. It's kind of weird.
Our home has two spirits. Oh, there we go.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. Our home has two spirits: a little boy of around 10 to 11 years old, and an old man. Instantly, alarm bells going off. That's a bit of a weird duo.
A weird mix-up. Yeah.
An old man and a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
My son first became...
Opposite end. I suppose the opposite end of like the ghost spectrum.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing.
Right.
Ghosts are almost never just like middle-aged people.
Yeah, it's either old
They're just
people
really
or
old
kids.
or really young.
I guess it's like either tragic accidents as a child or dying of old age.
Yeah, they're never like in the middle. Anyway.
Although we did say you don't really get a ghost that dies of old age.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a grandfather and his grandson. I don't know, I haven't seen this before. My son first became aware of the old man when he was playing on his backyard swing one day. Oh no, this is going to be creepy. He'll see something from the window.
Yeah.
I hate that. It gives me shivers. Playing on his backyard swing with one of his friends. Well, it's me and you, isn't it? Let's just picture me and you.
Okay.
Playing on the swings a few months after moving into our home. My son and his friend Will...
No way.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
My son Joel and his friend Will were sitting on the swing together. One of those big saucer ones. Oh, that's nice. And his friend got up. My son stayed seated, playing with his toy, when he felt the weight of... What the hell? When he felt the weight of someone sitting down on the swing with him.
Ooh.
Oh, bloody hell. Thinking it was his friend. Hang on. Ghosts don't weigh anything, do they?
I don't think so.
I guess that's...
Well, I don't know.
Footsteps, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not really...
Ghost expert. If there's footsteps, it has to be weight.
Yeah, they must have a weight to them.
My son stayed... sit down on the swing with him. Thinking it was his friend, he began talking to him. Oh boy. This is already the creepiest one. From across the yard... Oh no. From across the yard, his friend asked who he was talking to.
Oh no.
So his friend can't see him.
So and he's been talking to someone.
So someone sat with him, but his friend can't see who he's talking to. So he's just staring at his mate going, who is he talking to? Oh boy. My son looked up to where his friend stood on the other side of the yard and realised that someone was still sitting next to him, but he was too afraid to look over all the way. Yeah, you would be, to be fair. You wouldn't want to look
I would,
You just stay staring at your mate.
Yeah. Although I feel a bit more at ease if my mate couldn't see it. Like, it wasn't like... If my mate was like, oh my god, who's that behind you?
Do you not think it would be more creepy if only you can see the old man that's sat next to you?
Did they see them?
Sounds... Well, I mean, we'll get there. But he said he... No, he did just say... He said he could see that there was someone sat next to him, but he didn't look all the way to see who it was.
Right, okay.
He just saw there was someone next to him.
Okay.
But he was afraid to see all the way. Mm-hmm. The boys told me this story afterwards, and my son claims that the person next to him was an older man, about his grandfather's age, 65, and looking back on it after that initial shock, he said the man was... Oh, wait, what? He said the man felt, and I've just done the bunny ears.
Yeah.
Bunny ears. He said the man felt friendly. I guess his like presence.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you can tell when someone feels...
Yeah. I mean...
When people give off energy, or if they're friendly or not.
A bit weird that where'd this guy come from?
Yeah.
His mate can't... I believe the old man looks out for us. Oh, this is quite nice.
That's nice.
It's quite a nice, wholesome story. I've had things go missing only for them to end up in odd but helpful places.
My Teddy always did that.
Well, like a bear.
It's called it's a penguin. Well, no, it's called Penguin.
Your Teddy Penguin.
No, his name's Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
He's a penguin.
That's an original name.
Yeah. And we used to call like Penguins Adventures because I literally my parents swear by this that they didn't move him ever, or like nobody in the house moved him.
All right.
But like I'd fall asleep with him, like in my bed. And then he'd literally end up in a completely different room under a random bed, or like in the most random places.
Oh,
so
wow.
we always call it Penguins Adventures or Holidays.
Yeah.
Because he'd like, and it was consistent. He'd always end up in places that are like really random. I mean, like not like he's fallen off the bed and fallen under the bed.
He'll be like
he's like literally like in a different room.
He's hung himself from the fridge.
Yeah, no, he's not a suicidal penguin. No. But I think that was the thing of things going missing.
Could there be someone, maybe a 65-year-old man who likes swings?
Yeah, but I mean, as I got older, I've kept them, but I put them all up on a shelf. And he hasn't moved from there, so...
so maybe it was your parents moving around.
Maybe they swear by it, and they're the ones that be like, they play a joke, and then they tell you the afterwards.
Truth, yeah.
So...
Good lord. We've lost our place here. Oh, moving it for us to help us later. For example, a necklace I wore for years broke the first night we moved in. Upset because it was sentimental to me. This is very well written, isn't it?
Yeah.
I set it up on the living room table.
Too well written.
Yeah, don't go there. I figured it was just... Wait, what? I set it up on the living room table, and when I went back for it the next day, it was gone. I figured it just got moved by my husband, but he swore he hadn't touched it. Oh, it's like your parents.
Yeah.
And the last place he saw it was the table. My son had no idea it was missing at all until I told him. I found that necklace a year later in my bedside table drawer, buried under papers and junk. Where are we? Oh, here we go. Tonight I lit a candle and set. That's just sort of jumped forward in time a lot there. Nothing about the necklace.
Yeah, just.
I thought the necklace would come back repaired.
Yeah,
but no, it's just in
it. That could have been like swept up with someone's table. Because I mean, like in my house, you get stuff. You're like, hey, where the hell was this stuff that I put down here?
Yeah.
And because like mum's tidying the house or something, she just turns out she's put it in a random place. You're like, oh,
it didn't seem like a very like if it. I don't know. He said he was looking out for
especially if they've just moved in and now it's under some papers. I feel like that could have easily happened where they swear they didn't move it, but it's just because they didn't notice. They like put papers on it, lifted it up, and then put it in the drawer. I
guess what they're trying to say is that they lost this necklace, but then the man kindly helped them out by putting it back in their drawer.
Yeah, but it was a year later.
Yeah.
Like if he was being helpful, he put it back on the table.
Maybe he was just wearing it for a year. Him and the little boy, who hasn't been mentioned for a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
This story's nearly over and there's nothing about a boy.
Yeah. Just no.
Tonight I lit a candle and set my lighter on the dresser. When I went to grab it again a few minutes later, it wasn't there. I spotted it sitting on the ensuite bathroom windowsill. Oh wow, so it's moved a deal. Do you understand what's going on here?
Yeah, it's moved a lot.
Somewhere I hadn't gone. So I hadn't gone there in those few minutes. As I turned to grab it, a spider... Why is there always spiders? There was a spider in the previous episode that we did of this. As I turned to grab it...
A few weeks ago that we recorded it.
Years ago. Walked across my bedroom carpet between me and the bathroom. But not just any spider. Spider-Man. No, it was a brown... What the fuck is that? A brown recluse. Yeah, any idea?
Nope.
We're going to play past that. Any of you David Attenborough wildlife experts out there, or if you just like spiders, maybe look it up, see what it looks like. Because wait, Will, have you searched it up?
I've just looked it up.
Oh,
it looks horrible.
Describe it.
It's got really long legs and it's got like the body of a tick. I don't know if anyone's seen a tick before.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like
quite chunky.
It looks nasty. It doesn't look nice. And it says that it's got venom that it might require medical attention.
You a fan of spiders?
I don't mind them. I mean, because we've got none poisonous in England.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
there are some big ones.
I'm on the extermination team in our house.
There are some big ones. Like you don't realise.
You get some big house spiders, but they're not gonna. I don't think they bite or.
No, it's the way they move, isn't it? Makes them a bit.
It's just scurry.
But not just any spider. A brown recluse, and it was heading straight for my bed. I was about to get into. If I hadn't been looking for the lighter, I wouldn't have seen it.
Okay, so they've got the lighter, come back, about to get in.
But there's a spider.
There's a spider, okay.
We've had many other things disappear and reappear in this manner many times, and I believe it's that old man trying to help us out. If anyone is interested in this story...
Wait, sorry. What the hell was the point in the spider?
I think...
There was no point...
No, she explained it. I wouldn't have seen the spider going for my bed if I hadn't gone for the lighter.
Oh, right.
So
so she hadn't got up. She could have been bitten by this poisonous spider.
Because the spider was heading straight for her bed, and the man quickly moved her lighter, so then she had to get out of the bed to see this.
And then she saw the spider. Right, could you imagine he did that and then she just didn't see the spider? Like, what a waste.
At that point he just kicked the spider.
He just moved the spider. Yeah, I was going to say, also, why wouldn't you just move the spider?
So obviously this is on Reddit. It then goes a little disclaimer paragraph at the end. We've had many other things disappear and reappear in this manner many times, so it's still going on in present day. And I believe it's that old man trying to help us out. If anyone is interested in the rest of this story, I'll post about the little boy next. We think he's from the time before the home was built, and his story is a little creepier.
Ooh.
Wow. So maybe, if we do a part 3 of this series, we'll get that sorted.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't creepy at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite lovely. I mean, the bit with the swing was kind of creepy, but then it turns out he's a pretty loving guy. So I say creepy will go 1. Believability, you go first.
So believability, I feel like that could be quite believable. I feel like it's quite, but although I feel like if it was to move objects, like surely you'd notice your lighter being moved, or like at some point you'd notice, something like you'd see a floating lighter walking to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or you gotta be pretty oblivious to not notice that, unless they just like disappears and then reappears. But
should we say 3 believability?
Yeah,
it's a bit mid, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice story. It's not a creepy story, but then these don't have to be creepy. They're just about ghosts. And I guess we're on a journey, aren't we, Will, to work out whether we believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
And does that story do it for you?
See, this is a running theme of people feeling or like saying they've seen a ghost, but they haven't seen it properly.
Yeah, it's more when you hear them or like see them from behind that it's more believable. If you see their face, it might be like fake.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like, because I feel like if someone's faking something, you tell them about what you've seen.
Yeah.
It feels like the ones that appear more believable are the ones that don't actually properly see the ghost.
Facts.
But that is also kind of weird that everyone seems to see just the edge of them, or just as they go through, like my mum, just as they go through a doorway. It's
like as if you weren't supposed to see it and you just saw the very end.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised there's not more that are just like you see it standing there, like.
I mean, we're saying this, but imagine just randomly like at 3 a.m. walking to go to the toilet and you just look to your left and you just see a person. It doesn't seem very. It's not very believable because you don't hear much about it, but it would be the scariest thing ever because then you're just living in that house and there's people in there.
Yeah.
It's mental.
I mean, it also might be sometimes just like light. I mean, because I know for me, I was sitting in my car the other day, and I just briefly just caught my eye. I was looking around, and I thought I saw a massive spider crawl across my dashboard.
Yeah.
Like I thought I saw it, and I looked back and there was nothing there. So it was like,
maybe you did, or
maybe it was a ghost spider.
Yeah, or just a spider.
No, it wasn't because it was like right, and I looked back immediately and it was like there's nothing there.
Got you.
So
maybe.
I feel like but although the one where he's talking to the, if we managed to hunt down the friend and ask him, you never know. But also the fact that he felt the weight.
That was mad.
That's quite weird.
Again, he was 6 or whatever. Like he was. I don't know. I think actually, he's between 6 and 10, wasn't he?
It's always young kids, so I don't know. But that's another thing that...
It's like Peter Pan,
That's another thing that kind of throws you off, though, is, like, are kids likely to make things up?
Yeah.
Because I know kids love to make things up.
Yeah.
And it always seems to be kids that, like, have conversations with them, not adults.
Yeah, man, it's difficult, isn't it? Like,
so...
They're very entertaining stories, but I think if you were to ask 10 people in a room, have you had any experiences with ghosts, maybe 3 of them will say yes. So it does...
Yeah.
It does
there's a lot of ghost stories to be so just looking through like there's loads.
Yeah,
it's not and also like alien sightings. It's a bit different, but there's a lot of less of them, and there's and there are also a lot more like completely random. They're all kind of very similar to what you'd expect from a movie.
Literally,
the flying saucer, and they all look and they all describe it exactly how the movies do.
It would be interesting if there was one ghost story that was completely different to the cliche. Because that might be more believable because it's so unique. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we're getting these stories mainly from a subreddit called Just Ghost Stories, so feel free to check out more. But as Will says, there are just constant supplies of them. But let's move on to the next story.
My next one is I used to work in a haunted psychiatric hospital.
Is that the name of it?
Flipping out, yeah. So psychiatric, they're like crazy. Well, I don't
want to say crazy. Mentally challenged.
People that aren't properly, they're not all there.
Yeah, they're not equipped.
Yeah, that's immediately weird. Although this feels like the start of a very basic horror of ghost story. Like it's always psychiatric ward or hospital or something like that.
It's true, cliche as we were saying before.
Anyway, right. For some background, I've been a behavioural health nurse for about 12 years. My first job was at freestanding mental health facility in the South. I assume this is South America. I don't really know. This facility is pretty uniquely constructed, as it was originally a plantation owned by a wealthy Irishman who emigrated here sometime in the 17th century. So it's obviously South America.
South of England.
No, there's a plantation, like a cotton plantation.
I agree.
And Irishmen emigrate to, and back in that day, I think Ireland was part of England, United Kingdom.
Because you're Irish, aren't you, sir?
Well, Northern Ireland.
I can agree.
The original plantation house is still there, and now it used as a business office, and the hospital itself was constructed to be attached to the house. If you explore the campus there, there's a small graveyard with the original owner's tombstone, as well as some other family members of his. Additionally, there is a sign that says something along the lines of, "This is dedicated to the slaves that worked and died on this plantation."
Hang on, what?
There's like on this tombstone it says, like, this is dedicated to the slaves that worked on the plantation.
Wow.
Anyway, that's literally what it says in the story.
Yeah, obviously.
Anyway, one of these stories has been passed down among the employees there for decades. Is that a young girl in the Irishman's family, one of his daughters or grandchildren, passed away on the plantation at a really young age. That her ghost still lingers around the house and the facility, and that there are certain patient rooms that have unusual amount of paranormal activity. One day I was walking past one of these rooms, and in my peripheral vision, I saw a young girl who looked to be about 9 or 10 years old sitting on the bed. She was wearing a colonial-looking dress appropriate for the time in which she was alive, and looked to me directly in the eyes when I turned to look at her. I was incredibly startled, and my mind raced for a few seconds, trying to convince myself that she wasn't there. Yeah. I walked a few feet past the room, gathered my courage to go back, and she had disappeared from sight.
Oh boy.
She didn't have any ethereal qualities, so like heavenly or like, you know.
And what sort of setting are they in right now?
This is in the hospital.
Just a wing?
Or in the building.
Just a ward?
The ward, yeah. Nothing eitherly worldly or strange. She literally just looked like a real person sitting there in plain view. During my time there, I never heard of anyone else who saw her as clearly as I did, but every once in a while one of my co-workers or patients would experience something strange, like doors opening and slamming shut. I remember one patient in particular that ran out of his room, white as a sheet, and said that while he was lying in bed, his bathroom door slammed on its own. It was so loud I heard it from the nurse's station myself. The patient was there for addiction and had no history of hallucinations. Just thought I'd share. So yeah, that's the story. See, now with this, the girl
was realistic. The
girl's realistic. However, it's passed down from generations, so it might be a false thing.
An urban legend
in her head. She might be, this nurse might actually not work there. She might be a psycho and think she works there, and that's part. She's actually kept there.
Shutter Island,
and she's one of the patients.
Oh mate, you're turning this into a deep
imagine? She thinks she's one of the nurses, but she's actually just a patient there. That'd be crazy.
And the girl was actually just
she was just hallucinating. But
the ghost was actually just a
normal person, yeah. And she also says that nobody else saw this. And the thing with the door shutting, I feel like that happens in my house with when you got a window open, or if there's a breeze or a draft.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird. Like my door, literally, it would be like just my small window. It's not windy particularly, but in my room, if I open a small window, my door will slam shut, slam shut.
In here, yeah.
So I feel like that could easily be because of this. And she also says that nobody else experienced it.
Yeah.
So I feel like
believability is low for this one.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite low, and I feel like it's a very common thing for there's a girl from it's passed down.
Do you also think it's that creepy?
No.
So do you think this one's kind of like a 1-1?
I think it's like a 1-2. I think like 2 creepiest because it's a psychiatric ward adds to the creepiness.
Yeah, the setting is creepy.
That's it.
So we'll go believability 1, creepiness 2.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a very, especially with the doors, I feel like it's a very common thing to happen.
That doesn't do the ghost argument justice, does it?
No, not at all.
I've got a good one here that's quite long and seemingly quite eventful.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't read this through because I wanted our live reaction to it.
Yeah.
It is called, I think my brothers accidentally invited something into our house when we were kids.
What? Invited something in?
Yeah. Again, I think my brother accidentally invited something into our house when we were kids. And yeah, this looks pretty creepy, to be fair. I want to see your live reaction to this, Will. All right. I've been meaning to share this story on Reddit for a while now. Happy I finally found the perfect time to do so. Brackets. I say this as I sit at my desk avoiding any.
I'll skip this bit.
Yeah,
It's a
three
bit
di- yeah.
lonely.
Yeah, this is.
Sobby backstory.
It remains. Yeah, it's just basically talking about how he's trying to avoid work.
Yeah.
It remains to this day the single most creepiest / unexplained thing that has ever happened to me.
Ooh.
All right, we're in deep waters here, boys, and 24% females. I have ever since I can remember always been interested in anything and everything paranormal. So similar to us.
Yeah.
Ghosts, aliens,
Ooh.
monsters,
Ooh.
etc. Like etc.
Oh.
Etc. Not
yeah,
ET.
etc. I thought it was like
ET.
some specific thing.
I love it all. However, I remain a skeptic of the vast majority of all of the paranormal.
See, it's similar to us.
Yeah.
Skeptic, yeah.
Like, you love it, but you
Think
want to
you're not
see
sure.
it for your own eyes.
Yeah.
Sounds like they have. Even though I want these things to be true, so damn bad. Fair enough.
Okay.
A lot of passion.
Seems like he's got,
Yeah.
very passionate about it, wanting to hear real stories.
I have yet to come across any sort of concrete proof that has allowed me to say 100% with 100% certainty.
But he just said he had a story. And then he's going, I've never come across anything.
Well, 100% certainty.
Okay,
so maybe he's sceptic of even this.
Okay.
But let's get into it. Allow me to say with 100% certainty that the said paranormal experience is real. However, this does not apply to and is not the case with this story. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, get to the point.
Yeah,
Apparently
this guy's just a waffler, bro.
Yeah, so allegedly he's never come across anything that's changed his mind, but that doesn't include this thing that does change his mind.
Yeah. Stupid.
This was real, and I know it's happened. I heard and experienced things that made zero sense at all. I've tried to make sense of it for years, and I can't come up with any logical explanation. Wow, he's really hard.
Bro, this guy's really just.
He really doesn't want to do.
It.
He really doesn't want to do
just
work.
Skip forward all this waffling to actually the point where it starts.
Overall, I'm glad it happened. It makes for an awesome story.
Oh my god! Is he actually going to write anything? Bro, just skip to the bit where he starts talking about it.
It really genuinely creeps people out. I love sharing it any chance I can get. Well, if you love sharing it, why aren't you talking about it?
He's spent half the word limit saying he's got a story to tell us. It's not telling.
So I'm hoping you can all enjoy it as much as I do as well. Apologies in advance.
Oh my god! Joe, just literally, Joel, just read it. Go from where he starts.
But I promise you it's worth the read. Alright, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, there's more. A bit of background first. So when my older brother was around 18, he was really into anything ghost related.
Finally into the story.
Here we go. He and his friends would go ghost hunting, visit cemeteries. Huh?
Do you remember we did that with that house?
Oh yeah.
You and
Ruben.
Ruben. Yeah.
Oh, well, I say host of the show.
Dead
he's
now.
Never here. But he's probably a ghost by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did. You were there, weren't you? Or did
I was there one time.
you probably?
I wasn't there
you
the whole
probably
time.
were like, what the hell
That
is going
was
on?
weird.
Like you'd go from hanging out with your cool friends drinking beer, and then you'd hang out with Joel and Ruben. You'd hang out with Joel and Ruben.
Ghost house.
Just hung
Well,
ghost.
there was the guy was dead in the end, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was found dead. I think
In
we've
the
talked
house.
about this many a time on the
Yeah.
podcast. But yes, so he and his friends would go ghost hunting, visit cemeteries, and on occasion play with. It says here Ouija boards.
Ouija board, yeah.
I'm not too sure.
That's
what
one of
that
those
is.
ones. It's got like the alphabet on it, and you sit there with your fingers on the thing, and it's supposed to spirit moves it to the letters.
Oh gosh, so a
And
bit like
it,
in Stranger Things with the lights.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it'll spell something out.
Got you.
But you're just moving your own hands. You could spell out whatever. You can spell whatever you wanted.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's trying to tell us something here, fellas.
Exactly. So
On one occasion, I even sat in with him and his girlfriend. Oh, he's a bowler.
He's
well
a
here.
ghost hunter and a baller.
Fair play to him. He's got multiple side quests. Even though, for a round, though I didn't believe any of it.
What? He had a girlfriend?
No. On one occasion, I even sat in with him and his girlfriend for a round of Ouija boards, I guess.
Oh.
Though I didn't believe any of it. He says, though I didn't believe any of it, but about 16 million paragraphs previous, he said, I love all things ghosts, aliens and stuff. But I guess these were different times.
Yeah.
He was also really into the death metal scene. All right, fair enough. Okay. Side note. And his bedroom was really on brand with this.
It's a complete... Brilliant.
Walls painted black, creepy band posters, the whole mix. Eventually, he moved out and his room became a bit of a storage room. But it remained, as you can imagine, very, very creepy.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few years later and my dad gets a new girlfriend. Oh, wait, what? When did his dad split up? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess that's not relevant.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few years later and my dad gets a new girlfriend who one day decides to renovate the room. As in his brother's old one.
Yeah.
She clears out all of the junk, gets rid of all of the band posters. Oh, that's invasive.
I wouldn't get rid of them.
And most importantly, paints over the black paint with a nice, calming yellow.
Oh, yellow?
Is that calming?
Yellow?
What colour would you say is calming? Like cream?
Cream.
Light blue?
Yeah, light blue, yeah. You know, like if you put wood panels, sky blue with wood panels.
Yeah. Nice.
Probably nice and calming.
The then 14-year-old me sees this as an opportunity to have an upgraded bedroom, so I move into it shortly after.
Okay.
But remember, this room was previously very creepy.
And owned by a ghost hunter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who we will call Marco.
Cool. Marco. Sounds like a good name for a ghost hunter.
Yeah, Marco the ghost hunter who has or had a girlfriend. Fair play to him.
Yeah, you never know.
One day we'll.
Hope they're still together.
Yeah, I'm sure. And if they're not, I'm sure they had...
What do you mean one day? What do you mean? Wait, hold on a minute. Rewind.
Name your girlfriend. Exactly.
Your mum.
All right, fair enough. She's literally in the next room, so she probably can hear that. What do you mean by get wrecked?
I don't know. Do you want to describe it to you? I don't
know. No. Fast forward a few years later, and my dad gets a new girlfriend. Yeah, we've already done all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved into it shortly after. Mm-hmm. The story... Wait, that's all the background. So now we're starting off... Oh my God.
This guy loves to waffle.
I might as well kill him and he can become a ghost.
Yeah.
The story is that shortly after the move into this bedroom, I began to experience slightly creepy things.
Stop touching my leg.
I'm trying to get you in the zone. I'd hear weird noises at night, notice things out of place, and on occasion wake up at around 3 a.m. But still, I remained sceptical.
Right.
Nah, it's probably nothing. Probably a mouse.
Yeah.
Nothing was concrete enough for me to be convinced that I, or that room, was being haunted by an actual
mentality
ghost.
To have as a child.
Yeah, fair enough. You're not scared.
Yeah.
Even though there's probably like 5 ghosts just
because I feel like
cycling around this room.
Yeah, you'd be as a child, you'd be petrified if something moved in your room.
Like I was at the stage where I used to be scared. I would always have to watch something funny after I got scared.
Yeah.
To then before I went back to sleep. So say I'm drifting off to sleep and then I have a scary thought or I hear something scary. Mm-hmm. I'll then have to watch a whole episode of Family Guy before I can then go back to bed.
Family Guy warrior.
Yeah, bro, I am the Family Guy. Where are we? Nothing was concrete enough for me to be convinced that I or that room was being haunted by an actual ghost. For the most part, I even had fun with the whole thing. That's a bit of a weird thing to say. I jokingly named the ghost. What do you think you named it?
Casper.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Oh.
One more guess, or you die.
Movie
like the ghost.
Like moving stuff.
Movie the ghost.
Yeah,
it's true. No, it's Franklin. So you were close.
Such a funny name.
Movie the ghost, and would always tell my friends at school what he was up to the night prior in exchange for a couple of laughs. Wait, what? I jokingly named the ghost Franklin, and would always
like as in he just tell them.
He told his mates what Franklin's up to.
Yeah, just like
the night before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like last night Franklin, you know.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, fair. All right, he got his couple of laughs. And then one night it happened. I woke up to what sounded like someone walking back and forth. Oh, this is getting creepy. very slowly, repeatedly, in the small... Well, this is a bit random. He goes, back and forth in a very slowly repeated manner in the small, brackets, 3 foot wide space just outside my bedroom doorway. That's very specific.
Yeah, very
3 foot 0.1 inches squared foot. Basically right in front of my door. It's important to note that this said space has a very, very squeaky floor.
Okay.
If you even so much as gently step down on the area, you'll get a squeaky noise so long as you press down on it. So like, say you press down on it for 1 second, it'll go.
So it's like a trapdoor.
Yeah. Wait, cool. Sort of, but I don't know.
No, it's just creaky.
I'm just the reader. I wasn't there.
You just got a creaky floorboard, yeah.
And as soon as you step off it, it unsqueaks. Yeah, cheers, Jeff.
I didn't know how to squeak.
He says he then puts brackets. He must think that he's writing this for like a bunch of toddlers, which he kind of is, to be fair. Brackets. Picture something similar to squeezing a dog toy.
Oh my god! You don't need to describe it that much. Everyone knows what squeaky floorboards like.
What should we name the writer? Because I feel like we should be slagging him off a little bit.
Just flipping.
Monty.
Yeah.
Monty the Maniac.
Monty the Maniac. Yeah, he's psycho.
So basically, the noises I heard, brackets, in the best way that I can textually describe.
God, it's not that bad.
Is
it's a floorboard.
I swear
squeaking.
on my life, this is what it says: squeak, comma, unsqueak. Squeak.
How can you have an unsqueak?
Comma, unsqueak.
Squeak.
Squeak. I'm just reading what I say. Comma.
How can you have an unsqueak as a noise?
Comma, unsqueak. Again and again and again. It didn't stop. It just kept going.
This guy loves his detail. He just wrote a paragraph about how
squeak.
How the floor squeaks.
Unsqueak. Full stop. And then he just puts, sounds creepy enough, comma, right?
No.
This went on long enough to not only wake me up, but for me to be awake long enough to transition out of my sleep-like state into a wide-awake state and into an eventful freaked... Oh, wow, he actually wrote... So this isn't my language, this is his language. Sorry, it's not like anything really bad.
Starts going out, swearing everywhere.
Well, he sort of does here. Pulls me out of my sleep-like state into a wide-awake state and into an eventual freaked the fuck out state. Fair enough, Monty the Maniac.
Right.
I didn't say
he's
that.
He's woken up with a start.
Into an eventual freak the fuck out state. I was scared as hell and had the goosebumps to prove it.
What?
This guy's so...
Mate, look, I'm scared.
I want to kill him.
Yeah, come on. Look at my goosebumps, trust.
I'm enjoying this. It's just not...
This guy
He likes to write.
Yeah, he loves to write. This guy clearly had nothing going on.
At all. Like, he defo didn't get the memo for the office party. Like, he's at home writing this while they're out clubbing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, wait. Talk amongst yourselves while I'll find out where I was. I was scared as hell and had the goosebumps to prove it. I was frozen with terror and could not move. My initial thinking was that someone had broken into my house again. Wait, again?
Yeah, what the hell?
When was the first time?
Again? Oh, this guy.
Not
probably give it half Sega about and someone breaking in.
Flashback to 6 months ago. Here is a brief 6-paragraph description of... No, I'm joking.
I was going to
Yeah, you just leave the studio at this point. My initial thinking was that someone had broken into my house again. Not knowing what else to do, I eventually mustered up the courage to yell out, "Hey, who's there?"
What? If someone broke in your house, what would you say? I'd probably just start acting crazy.
Motherfucker! Yeah, you just pull out like a shotgun.
Yeah, no, but I feel like if you've broken into someone's house and you hear like someone like person's like mental, like absolutely insane, like going,
I feel good.
Yeah, no, or just starts like screaming, not in like a panic way, but in like a really like
blow off your hair.
Yeah, you'd be freaked out if you make
ghost.
them feel creeped out.
Yeah,
then
you become the maniac.
Yeah.
As soon as I was done with my terror-induced pre-puberty yell, right? This
what?
Monty,
There's no reason for
There's
it.
no need to say pre-puberty.
I yelled out.
Brackets, you can imagine how that sounded. And if you can't, squeak. No, joke. The squeaking intensified and got a whole lot faster. Oh, no way. Look, it literally says,
Oh my
There's like
god.
15 squeaks.
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, 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 squeak. There was no longer the initial drawn-out squeak. Oh, so he said, "Hey, who's there?" And the squeaks are becoming more rather than less.
Kind of creepy, yeah.
What do you think would be more creepy? Hey, who's there? Silence. Or hey, who's there? Squeak, 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 squeak.
Squeak, I feel like. Although
silence is like where they gone.
Yeah, exactly. Silence is like where they're gone.
At least squeak, you can hear where they are.
Also, depending on how fast, that might be paranormal.
Let's be honest.
That'd be really creepy. Like, because if it's like inhuman to be going that fast squeaks, that would be creepy for me.
At this point, there's no way back. It's going to be creepy regardless of what the ghost does.
Yeah.
There was no longer the initial drawn-out squeak that would occur. I wonder how many times I've said squeak in this 5-minute period. In other words, the walking back and forth got faster, a lot faster, and then almost as fast as it started, it stopped. Complete silence. So it's gone from being really fast
and then just stops
to nothing. So sort of what we said both happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool that we're predicting everything that happens because it sounds like we've read ahead, but we actually haven't.
No.
We actually have a life.
Or it's just that predictable. It's fake.
It's fake. It is fake. Now being even more scared and contemplating jumping out of my second-story window to run to who knows where.
What? This guy's just risking suicide over, well, almost suicide. Like, you know,
this is getting creepy.
Extreme danger.
I yelled out for my dad, who was the only other person I lived with. Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so to be fair, it's kind of nice to have his dad.
Yeah.
If
he's not alone.
Yeah, if you're home alone,
this is getting better.
1,000 times worse.
All right.
Hopefully his dad answers.
And then, almost as fast as it had started,
it stopped.
Complete silence. Now, being even more scared and contemplating jumping out of my... all of that we've already said. Dad! 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 Nothing.
Ooh.
Due to the several failed waking up via yell attempts, I eventually decided to call him on my old school flip phone. Yes, I'm that old, brackets. First call, no answer. Second call, no answer. Third call, finally an answer. This was our phone conversation. Hello? Dad, someone broke into the house. How do you know? I can hear them walking around. They're right outside my door. Okay, I'll come. I hear his door open, see the hallway light turn on underneath my doorway crack, and hear him start to investigate things. He checks out the only other bedroom. Nothing. Checks out the upstairs bathroom. Nothing. Even goes back to his room, and as you guessed it, nothing. That basically makes up all of the upstairs. Well, obviously, except for his bedroom. With the only area being unchecked, the attic and his bedroom.
What about the downstairs?
Well, he heard this upstairs. So unless they've moved downstairs, which is unlikely for a ghost, they tend to sort of stay in the floor that they've been. He eventually
lives to one floor.
Ghost law. It's like a force field.
Yeah. If it was someone breaking in, which he initially thought, they could easily go downstairs.
That's true. So it has to be a ghost.
Or the robber could have gone downstairs and left.
True. That's very true. Yeah, he's dipped.
Gone out a window.
He eventually... Yeah, but I don't think it is a robber, because if you hear, hello, who's there? Squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah.
It's a ghost.
It depends on how fast it was, because it's kind of hard to... It's hard to see how fast the squeaking was by written.
He eventually makes his way back to my door and says that the coast is clear. I come out to see for myself and have him walk me through his investigation. Now for a bit more background. Oh, for fuck's sake. So a bit of background, basically the dad got really paranoid because there was a bunch of break-ins on their neighbourhood, so he installed this alarm system, which means that if anyone breaks through the door or the windows once they're closed, the alarms go off.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have heard.
So you have to be.
You'd be aware if someone came through the door.
Yeah.
So that means that the noise that he heard, if it was something,
if it happened again.
Yeah.
Because this is after, isn't it? You put in the.
No. The alarms was already in.
Oh.
Which means that. So what it's suggesting is
it was already in the house.
So something was already in the house, or it was supernatural. Ooh. So, my dad proceeds to show me that it's impossible for any other human to have been or is present within the home. The alarm was on, and and the sticks were in the windows. It's all a bit Basically, no one can get in or out. We checked the closets, under the beds, behind the shower curtains. Nothing. Any area that was even remotely possible for another human to hide in was checked, and there was no soul in sight.
Wow.
So this kid's pretty... Obviously, the squeak did scare him, so he wants to be sure.
Yeah.
Going back to sleep would be difficult. It made no damn sense. I swore to him what I heard was real, but he eventually just put me back to bed.
Jeez.
Get in there. The second, and I mean the second... Oh, no. The second he closed my door, my phone vibrated and I received a notification that had a voicemail from an unknown number.
Oh no!
Who do you reckon it is?
I don't know. It's his dad. I reckon it's his dad's
unknown voice note.
Yeah, although an unknown voice note, that's just creepy.
It's going to be the ghost, isn't it?
If it's the second his dad's, I'd open the door. Like, Dad, the hell?
Someone on the phone. His dad's probably not even made his bed yet.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll be like, Dad, let's listen to this together.
Yeah. That's true.
I reckon this guy listens to it by himself.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I've just read ahead. That does look creepy. No missed call, just a voicemail. I don't even think that was possible back then.
I was going to say, is that
it's a flip phone. I listened to the voicemail and I shit you not. This is their language, not mine. I shit you not. It was the phone conversation we had just had, but you could only hear my dad's voice, not mine. What?
Maybe it is the dad then.
Oh, so the phone call that he just had with his dad.
Yeah. Oh.
So here's what he heard. Hello? How do you know? Okay, I'll come by and check. Bye.
No way is the dad not real.
No. So you can hear the dad.
Oh, you
can't
hear
the
boy.
boy. So all you can hear
the
on
guy himself is not there.
So say this is the dad's voice. Say the dad's like from up north. He's like, hello? How do you know? Okay, I'll come check it out. Bye. But you can't hear the boy at all. It's just like the gaps in between.
Yeah.
So that.
So the boy himself is not real.
Well, we don't know. But imagine
weird.
the dad leaving after squeak, squeak, squeak. You turn on your phone and you hear the conversation you just had.
Yeah.
But without you.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can only hear my dad's voice, not mine. This sent shivers all the way down my spine. Mate, it's sending shivers down my spine. Please, I hope to the one listener that's out there that's listening, don't listen to this like when you're going to sleep. Listen to this like in the morning.
A bit late. They're 50 minutes in.
Keep listening now. My jaw was literally on the floor. It was like whatever the hell was making that noise was letting me know that it was there and that it was in fact real. I turned on Disney Channel to distract me.
No way.
Mums, it says that. That's brilliant.
That's what you were saying about you listen to comedy.
Family Guy. I turned on Disney Channel. It's like 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. I turned on Disney Channel to distract me of the demon living inside my
Casually distract you from the demon living in my
house. Sorry, I just had to have a little coughing break there. That's funny. And I was up for the rest of the night. You know what? Let's switch up the readership. You read from now.
Okay. Right. I came home from school the following day and sat on my bed and basically pleaded out loud for the ghost to not scare me anymore.
Very bargaining with it. Very begging it.
Yeah, in quotations. Look, ghost, I know that here and there you're real and that's all fine, but please try your best not to scare me anymore. Mug. I promise I'll stop making jokes and telling my friends at school.
Oh yeah, because he'd been doing this for ages.
Don't scare me anymore. And that was it. I never experienced anything ghost. Oh, it just.
You got to move to the right.
Oh, yeah. Anything ghost. And that was it. I never experienced anything ghost-like ever again. Since then, I've thought about this story many times and still can't make sense of anything that happened. Only the semi-logical, straight-up being a ghost.
What?
Only semi-logical explanation I can come up with, other than the straight-up being ghost, is that there actually was someone in my house. And
what would you rather?
Hid in the attic as soon as I yelled out.
But what? How would that explain the phone call?
Yeah, I feel like the phone call could have been a glitch, maybe.
So if this was real, I think it would be a ghost rather than a Donny hiding in his room.
I reckon it could be a Donny.
How did they get in? Because the alarm system.
The alarm system.
It's a ghost. And also, do you remember he'd been experiencing ghosts before?
Yeah.
And then as soon as he said stop, it stopped.
And also, yeah.
And he said that he's normally been very sceptical about this sort of thing, but this is 100% real in his eyes.
This would, I guess, kind of, but not really explain the squeaks, as the attic entrance was right in front of my doorway. But still, that would only recall maybe a couple of squeaks max, and not several fast-paced ones that I heard.
Yeah. And do you remember, as soon as he said stop, it got louder and faster.
And even then, how the hell did they get in? The alarm was definitely on, and the sticks were in the windows. Or could it possibly be that they never actually left? Maybe they lived in the attic the entire time and enjoyed creeping around throughout the night.
Hey boy.
I'm not sure what would be scarier, that or the ghost. Lol.
Lol.
But still, none of this
LOL.
explains the creepy voicemail. So yeah, that's my ghost story. Lol. I really do believe I experienced something that night, though I'm still not exactly sure what. Slightly haunts me to this day, but like I said, I enjoyed telling it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the read. Thanks. Happy to have any questions, if any. Happy to answer any questions, if any.
Wow.
See, here's the thing. Because he called his dad, and like he called his dad and called his dad, I reckon the voicemail could have been like a glitch. Because I feel like, because it's just his dad talking. Like that's just kind of like
What you hear from the dad. So
Yeah.
do you reckon maybe his
like
phone
the phone just
recorded
it
what
and
his
just,
dad said to
yeah,
him?
just like it's like if you recorded a voicemail to
It doesn't record both sides of a conversation, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm on the phone to you, I can't hear my own voice, can
Yeah,
I?
exactly. So I feel like
You're right.
it could be something like that.
That's true.
I reckon, and also it's old technology.
So maybe his
Also,
phone just
if there
picked up
was
the
someone
call.
in the attic, it could very well be because it took him time to open the door, or anyone to open the door before going up into the attic. Like they didn't even check the attic. A.
They didn't check the
and
attic.
B.
Maybe he got in the attic before they were home, so like the alarms just
Yeah,
didn't go off.
exactly. And also, it seemed to take a while before the dad even got up and out of bed. So it's plenty of time for him to get up into the attic,
Or just dip
or just
out of like a window in the attic or
But
something.
there was all sticks in the window, so
Oh yeah. Well, that was creepy.
so yeah, that was
creepy.
really weird.
Creepiness, I
I
think
hate that.
5.
Yeah.
5 creepiness. Believability 3.
Probably 3. Yeah. Also, the guy seemed like a very good story writer.
Yeah, he's a good story writer.
Like-
Probably needs to get more of a
life.
busy schedule. Yeah.
Because that was just a bunch of waffle. He waffled about how the floorboard squeaks
Yeah,
for
for
about
paragraph.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think
Very entertaining. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a
it was very entertaining. I enjoyed that read. It's good. It was good.
good one to end off
But
today's
I
episode.
reckon it could have been a quite well made up story.
Yeah, I agree. It could just be
But if
him
it was real,
practicing his creative writing
Yeah,
skills.
But if that, although he does keep going on about how like he's like very much. He seems like very much like one of me or you.
Yeah.
Like very skeptical about
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Creepiness 5,
Creepiness
believability 2 or 3.
Because no matter what it was, if it's a person or a ghost,
Yeah.
that's equally bad.
And I think
don't want
we do
either
tend
of
to
them.
save the creepiest one till the end of the episode, so I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
think that was
I
a
love that.
good second part of the of Ghost Stories episodes.
We're gonna have a part 3 next.
Maybe
No.
one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah, we'll have to
Maybe a
wait
few
for
more
that one.
episodes time.
Yeah.
But this has been the Mandem podcast. If you enjoyed and if you are enjoying, please consider leaving a 5-star rating on Spotify. Thank you, Will. It's been an honour as always.
Loved it. Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.